What's up? It's your girl Lajanae, and I'm coming to you with a quick recap of day 11, live from the Diddy trial, Crazy Crimes, Verdict Watch. Today was a slow day. We had three witnesses, and I think for me, I want to talk about the testimonies, but I also want to talk about being friends with someone who is in a who's just involved with someone who's abusive. One of the witnesses today was Deontae Nash. He started off as an intern, worked his way up to a stylist, started working for Diddy and for Cassie or whatever around 2008. He's actually still pretty good friends with Cassie till this day, and we were introduced to Deontay during Cassie's first during the first week of testimony when Cassie was testifying, and she brought up some of the same events that Deontay mentioned today, which we'll get into. But Deontay, just right now the prosecution, they're really amping up their racketeering case. They've already proven or bear the burden of proof for the sex trafficking and the prostitution. Now they're the racketeering charge. Remember, it only has to be two charges within a span of 10 years. We constantly talk about Kid Cudi with the arson. Diddy, blowing up his car or whatever, his Porsche in 2012, and then also kidnapping Capricorn Clark in 2011 when he broke into Kid Cudi's home. Now, all of this is what people have testified, so all of this is alleged. But I wanna hone in on being friends with someone who is in an abusive relationship. Deontay was testifying about certain incidents that happened. Again, echoing the sentiments, echoing the events that Cassie mentioned. And there was one particular time that Cassie was preparing to go to OVO Fest. Instead of packing, she was on the couch sleep. Deontay was also with her, and Diddy knocked on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Deontay opens the door. Diddy passes, comes in, gets to the couch where Cassie is asleep, yanks her up, and was like, "Didn't I tell you to answer the phone when I called?" And then everybody just runs to the back. And, they're trying to close the door. But Diddy just comes through, starts yanking, beating on Cassie again. And that's when Deontay jumps on Diddy's back. He's the same thing Cassie said. Deontay jumped on Diddy's back, trying to get him off of Cassie. He body slams him, pretty much throwing him down on the ground. And then Mia, someone who was also testifying, that's not her real name, but she's a former assistant who claims that Diddy made her perform oral sex on him, and he also sexually assaulted her. He also raped her, according to Mia. So Mia even jumps on him. He throws her off of him, and then he continues to beat Cassie. Cassie hits her head on the bed frame, and this part is she has a big gash right here. It's so much blood. Cassie even testified that she had to go to a plastic surgeon, just as Deontay said she had to go to a plastic surgeon. And basically, she went to the plastic surgeon to get this fixed up. And we saw the pictures in court, even during her first week. During the first week of testimony, like it was real, like it was a big gash in her, on her face. And it got all stitched up. She went to a plastic surgeon. She went to OVO Fest, boom, like nothing ever happened. But it just made me think about how when you have friendships with people and they are in these crazy situations, and how hard and how stressful that can be on your friendship. Like, how many times do you put yourself in a situation to be harmed? I mean, Deontay said that he didn't report the incidents to police because he was terrified. He talked about how Diddy popped up, came over his house and was looking for Cassie and even looked in the oven. Like, Diddy seems to be, the way that they describe him seems to be deranged as hell. And I mean, how many of you know somebody who's been in an abusive relationship to where a man blow their phone up 50 times? As soon as she don't answer, he popping up. If she don't share her location, he going crazy. If she don't call him back within a certain amount of time, within a certain amount of time, he, alleged she cheating on him. Now, all y'all, now all of y'all, what I'm saying, birds of a feather, flock together. He thinks she doing something. Now all of y'all doing something. He's, so accusatory, so on and so forth. And it really makes me think how normalized, like this case is not that far from what you people think. This is everyday occurrences. The only thing is that it was having freak outs. A lot of y'all having cigarillos and Casamigos parties. Like, same thing. Diddy got millions of dollars. You got, a few hundred or, maybe 1,000 or so. Your pockets may not be as fat as Diddy's, but you know what I'm saying? You do what you can on your within your tax bracket. And just to, he was saying that Deontae testified that Cassie, didn't want to have the freak outs, but she did it because Diddy wanted to, according to what she told him. She said that they would get together weekly. Same thing everybody else is saying. It just seems like Cassie was just his side piece that he, freaked on, because it seemed like they spent once a week together, but that once a week could turn into days because, the freak outs were so long. They started off with pleasuring yourself, and then Diddy wanted you to rub the oil, on the escort, and the escort rubbed the oil on Cassie. Then intercourse, and and just a lot. It was so many different stages to this situation, or to these freak out sessions. He testified that he would call her all type of names. I don't want to get banned or nothing, but call the hoeing. You know what I'm saying? Sluts, all type of stuff. Like bees, what I'm saying? And then even when he had made her have a little gash on her face, he turned around and basically said, "Now look what y'all made me do." Sir, what? Like, this is crazy, but this is, like, these stories, I know, like, this is sensationalized because it's Diddy, but these stories, let's take a minute. These stories are everyday stories. It's LaQuisha, who's a CNA and got 2 kids by somebody who be knocking her head through the washer and dryer for real. And I know we joke about these things on social media, and we, say little things in conversation and jest, but there are some people who are really really going crazy. Like, this is really their life. Like that's it. Deontae made it. Obviously, he did not want to be there. Obviously, he was subpoenaed. He said he doesn't have any ill will towards Diddy. Like, I don't hate him. That's what he said. I don't hate him. But again, as we talk about these things that are happening and like these events and stuff, all jokes aside, it's not a funny situation. But I know sometimes when you tell a story, it can be a little humorous, but the situation itself is not funny. Y'all know black folks gonna laugh at anything. But who do you know that's in a situation, even if it's not a freak out situation, but she or he is in a relationship with somebody who beat them up all the time? Like, even me personally, I've had my own experience with domestic violence. If I didn't remember something, I'll never forget one day I was driving, the man hit me in my eye, like, boop. Like, do you want me to die? I can't even see now. So, like, these things are so common and so normalized that I know that this is Diddy and Cassie, they're celebrities and so on and so forth, but your friend or your coworker is going through the same thing. This case is really closer than what you realize.